Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dead Unicorn. We are playing Spelljammer, Dungeons and Dragons. Hey, they're coming out with a new Spelljammer book. We thought it was a great idea. We thought it was timely to do a Spelljammer game and get on the bandwagon here, get ahead of the algorithm, as it were. I'd like to thank our patrons scrolling in the upper right-hand corner. Thank you for supporting this channel. And that all said, we have some new people, some new faces, but I'm going to give this over to Howard. He can introduce everybody. Howard, take it away.
Well, hello all. As he already said, I'm Howard. I'll be running the Spelljammer game. And we do have 2 new players and 2 returning players from other games. Not this one, obviously. And if you don't already know what Spelljammer is, basically take Dungeons and Dragons, put it in space, get rid of anything that says science fiction, and just have fiction, fantasy fiction, because we're going to be on boats that sail with the deck open through space because there's a bubble of air, and I'm not going to explain it because they don't really explain it. They just say it's there. Other than that, a lot of people look for something to compare it to. In my head, my favorite thing to compare it to is the original heavy metal movie, just for a good theme or something to give you like a spiritual brother to the way I'm going to run this thematically. And beyond that, I'd like to have my players introduce themselves real quick. We'll start with our channel host, Corey. Take it away. Who are you?
Yes, of course. Everybody knows me. I'm Corey. I'm going to be playing a rather dashing Astral Elf named Ramush Beetlejuice. He is a pirate who uses a whip as his weapon. He likes adventure. He likes going to see new places. He gets a little anxious when he's in one place for too long. He's got to move on to the next place. And he's out to get his payday. Somebody stole his payday. I mean, they stole his old captain's entire ship. But his treasure was on that ship. And he wants to get it back. And his goal in life is to get something he can call his own. He's in charge. He's the captain, and he can chart his own destiny one day. And that's about it. That's my character. Move on to the next guy.
All right. Well, the next guy's a gal whose name is apparently Eudora. She didn't tell me your name until like just now. I saw she put it up there.
I did not. That was not your fault. I just wrote that down.
My notes literally just list her as Sarah Bunny. So explain why I would say Sarah Bunny.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up my character sheet and look at stuff here.
Well, you can start with your name so people introduce yourself.
Yes. Okay. Okay, my character's name is Eudora Jen, and she is a Herongon, which is basically, like, as he mentioned, a bunny, a rabbit type race, and she is very hyper, very boisterous, very talkative. She's verbose. And yes, she's a space pirate, and she likes to adventure and doesn't like to stay in one place for very long either.
And she's played by Sarah.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot that part. Yes, my name is Sarah. Sorry. I'm a little rusty at this, you know.
All right, Keith, you want to go next?
Sure. My name's Keith. I'm the bald one. I'll be playing Del Starwind, also an Astral Elf, a druid, formerly with the Elven Navy. He's left the Navy on some uncomfortable terms and found himself sailing with interesting company. We'll leave it at that.
All right, and then last but not least, Spike.
Hi, I'm Spike Gordon, and my character is Kihos, a Gith Yankee who a soldier, or a knight rather, a very proper knight at that one. But due to an unfortunate circumstances, he has crash landed onto this material plane, and he's missing an eye, and he's new to life with individuality, and happy to be aboard a ragtag crew as the weird gets weirder still.
All right. As we begin our game, the four of you, along with the rest of a full complement ship's crew, are aboard a ship called the Weird Hammer. And the Weird Hammer is a privateer ship. If anyone's not clear on that, basically it means you're on a pirate ship, but your pirating has currently been legalized by at least one government authority, in this case, the Astral Navy. It used to be, I think, in the old edition, the Elven Imperial Navy. I think they're calling it the Astral Navy in the newer edition, so we're going to try and go with that until we get a full clarification. Essentially, they have given y'all an assignment, and the assignment was pretty basic. They said there's a ship that's been crashed that had cargo on it, and we just want you to go find this ship and retrieve the cargo. They gave coordinates to your captain. But the four of you have kind of picked up on the fact that on most missions, they kind of tell you freely exactly what it is you're looking for. And in this case, all you know is that it's a ship, it had cargo, and you're supposed to recover all the cargo. And they there's always that general question of, okay, well, what specifically do they need and what can we loot? And they've been really vague about that. So there's some discontent amongst the rest of the crew as to whether or not they're going to get their share, what exactly is going to happen here. But there is a general trust for the captain of the ship. The captain of this ship is an older Gith Yankee with a yellowed skin and a long red beard. He's bald and generally wears like a very fancy, like studded leather outfit. Fancy and decorated, but at the same time, you can't get like directly next to him because the studs are all sharpened and about 3 inches long. And he carries a big cutlass. And other than that, there's nothing about him that's specifically like classic pirate. He has both legs, no parrot. Didn't want to go that cliche. And at the moment, as we begin the game, y'all were asleep. It's not your shift. But you hear scrambling and people yelling, all hands, all hands. And I assume that you will get your gear and start getting up to the deck to see what's going on. If anybody has like something else they'd like to do, I'll backtrack to you. I just want to explain the situation first. As you get up to the main deck and look around, you see that there is a ship coming at you. For those of you that have lore regarding Spelljammer ships, which I think is probably at least 3 of you, you would recognize that this looks like a dwarven ship, and it has a large bulkhead at the front that is designed for ramming, and it looks like that's their intent. There is a cannon on your ship, which is currently being aimed at it. There's the cannoneer is aiming it. There's another guy that's like stuffing the powder in, and it takes like 3 people to get this thing to go off, and it only goes off once every 3 rounds. But it does do some massive damage, and it looks like it'll go off next round. As far as the range, at this point, that thing is at least 100 yards away, and it is closing, but it is not in range of any ranged attacks that you might have, unless you have like an awesome ranged spell, because I don't think any of the... Actually, no, I take it back. Some bows do go that far. So I'm going to let you all roll initiative. And if anybody needs to backtrack, let me know now, and I will cover you real quick before we start the combat. And if nobody does need to backtrack, please everybody roll initiative. Does everyone know how?
Remind me where that's at on here.
On your character sheet, towards the top middle.
And then just click the word initiative.
Yes. When you're looking at your character sheet, when you open it, character sheet's like the second tab. And then when you open that, let's see, it should go to core.
Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, I just took a minute for mine to load.
Okay.
My internet's a little bit slow right now.
Oh, that's fine.
You said it's towards the middle?
Top middle. The word initiatives next to, I think, like armor class or something.
Armor class and speed, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, I see.
And we're going to do a lot of this theater of the mind because, I don't have a map of 2 ships to throw out for you today. But in the future, I do hope to have more maps and stuff ready. All right. We got everybody's initiative. Oh, I need to roll some. Duh. Just a sec. And just one last chance. Nobody had anything they wanted to do prior to combat, right?
Now I'm grabbing my kit and getting up to the deck.
All right. Good to know.
Hut, hut.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Roll my stuff.
I like when you said, I assume everybody runs up on deck. And I half thought, maybe I'm on union break and I'm just sitting in my cot. People are like, the ship is rattling, people are dying around me, and I'm just like, I'm on break.
All right.
Action stations, action stations. Incoming attack.
All right. So the first thing that happens before all of y'all is the new round starts and the cannon that you have going is fired because they got a nat 20 on their initiative roll to fire that cannon. So they are going to get to fire first. That's good for you. That's your guys.
Yeah.
Cannon.
Shoot the ram right off the ship, and then they can't ram us because there's no more rammer.
Take out their helmsman, just be done with the whole deal.
Let me double check. I think they may have actually missed. Lame. All that build up. It's like these are so powerful. Oh, well, they have to hit.
Quick question here. What kind of ship are we on?
Oh, your ship looks like the classic galleon style, like Spanish galleon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We lost Sarah.
Oh no!
Oh, wait, there she is. I think she's back.
All right, so it fires and the cannonball just hits the side of the bulkhead and just kind of ricochets off into the astral sea and is gone forever. But it looks like no effective damage was done. And after that, I believe one of y'all goes, Corey, it is Beetlejuice's turn.
Yep. So, I'm gonna wait. Actually, no. Can I? No, I'm not the helmsman. I can't. So we haven't been rammed yet.
Not yet. He is. They look like they are on a direct course to you, and they have a ram head mast that, or they. What is it? The front of their ship is designed to ram.
Can I do ship stuff to help increase speed? Like, I don't know, make a sail better, or row an oar faster, or do a ship thing that makes ship go.
If you want to do that, sure. Essentially, you can hoist a sail to catch the astral winds, I'm going to call it.
Sure.
And maneuver the ship and trying to give you a kind of a dodge bonus for when that thing comes. I'm totally good with that.
Okay. Let's see what I have here. Oh, I have water vehicles as a skill, as a
You have water
proficiency.
what?
I have water vehicles.
Oh, water vehicle. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I translated that to be Spelljammer vehicle.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
figured
what
it would
I-
still be.
That's
Yeah.
totally fine, especially
Yeah.
in this case because it looks like a water vehicle.
Are wisdom check, intelligence check, constitution?
I
What?
would say to operate it because we're going off of speed and what you need to do. I'm going to say it's going to be a dexterity right now to get this thing moving in time.
All right, submit. 12, sir.
12. All right. Let's see.
Let me turn off auto.
All right. You get the sail up, and you see it starting to fill, and you feel the ship kind of lurch, and you don't know yet because they haven't struck yet. You don't know if it was enough to affect the difference, but you're hoping
All right.
because that's how dodge works. You changed your AC. All right, and then after you, it is Keith and Spike's turn. If y'all want to compare dexes, you can, or you can just choose to let the other person go first. I don't care how you want to do
Well, it says that I have a +2 bonus in the thing, and he's got a +1.
Del, you are the faster one. Please go first.
I'm just getting things ready so that to start dealing with damage control as soon as that thing hits. I've got my herbalism kit out, and I'm readying some cure spells.
Okay, so when you hold an action, you need to declare kind of which action it is. So are you looking to heal a person with that?
So I'm not so much holding an action as just not taking an action, but I'm digging out my bag. I'm kind of rolling it out because I'm going to need bandages, things like that.
Oh, okay.
So
So you're just doing the prep work, so you have everything at your disposal for next round.
because we're going to be needing it.
Probably. All right. All right, and then Kihos is next. Am I saying it right? Is that how?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, pronounced Kihos. Kihos steps up and is, out of the way, Doc. And he's been on Spelljammers before, so he is proficient. And he's going to go run over and grab some of the rigging on the side to help, like, really just give it that last second pull to help.
Okay.
Not necessarily with the speed, but with the turn to avoid
Right.
the
He's
ramp.
making the adding to the dodge here, just a collaborative effort to minimize all this incoming damage because this thing, if it hits, it's gonna suck. And to be clear, if I didn't already make it clear, that dwarven ship coming at you is a lot bigger than your ship. And since some of you do know some stuff about that, pretty much I think everyone but Eudora would recognize that one, it's dwarven make, and two, the colors they're flying make no sense to you because you've never seen of any dwarven nation that flies under solid black with a gray line in the middle is just something you've not seen before. And the front head that's about to ram you, the ram head, is also it looks kind of like a desiccated giant goat's head, and it has been painted black, but you're not sure it might be made out of some sort of black material. Because it's getting closer. I'm just saying you're getting a better look. And after that, it looks like Sarah Eudora is next. Oh, Keo, I'm sorry. Did you make a roll? It
No.
would be the same. Do you have water vehicles?
Yeah, it was land vehicles from the
Okay,
athlete.
yeah, you can transfer that to say it's a Spelljammer ships. I'm okay with that because I don't think. But later on, if y'all are in a wagon, you don't know what to do with it, so you know.
Fair enough. And I think would it be strength because he's just trying to.
Yeah, I'll let you justify strength there. Oh no!
I know what I'm doing.
You grab it and you're like, and you like accidentally do a pull up. You're like, oh, this thing is stuck, and you're just like, and then it finally hits you right before it's almost too late. That you should have just like angled it and then pulled. It was just on a hook. Just take it off the hook next time. Dang it. Oh well. So Eudora, what you up to?
Okay. So I'm just trying to familiarize myself with the character sheet over here because it's a little different than what we had last time. Do I go to like where it lists the weapons and I just click on one of those to roll an attack, or?
Yeah, you can do that. Let's see. I don't remember offhand the range, but I know that you've got crossbows and a
Yeah.
longbow. I think those can hit.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to use the light crossbow.
Okay. Let me double check the range on that one because I don't know it offhand.
Okay. Yeah.
Hang on just a moment. Yes, sir. Yeah, you can read that. Sorry, my son is here. You know, when your Google is set to images, it's not very helpful. Okay, so you're going to be at disadvantage because it's 80 feet is your range. I'd say you can still shoot it, but you'll be disadvantaged.
Okay. Can
But
I try to
you have
close
a
the
heavy
distance a little
crossbow?
bit, or?
Or actually, I think you have to load. I think they all have loading quality. You might want to go with a longbow if you want to shoot this round. I think you have a longbow. Yeah, it's the first weapon on your list. If you use the longbow, you can shoot this round. They all have loading quality on crossbows until you get a feat.
Okay. The longbow, do I have to load it, or?
Technically, yes, but it doesn't have the loading quality, so it doesn't take an extra action. You can just pop the arrow in and fire it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Let me do that then.
Okay. Yeah, just click the longbow, and it should. Yeah, all your bonuses are already on there. It should just work.
Okay.
Are you shooting at a person on the other ship? Because you can.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Otherwise, you're just shooting at the ship, and I don't think a longbow is going to do enough to stop it from hitting you.
No.
I'll put an arrow in it.
What are my options of who I can shoot at?
You all can see across the bow of the ship. You do see some dwarves. It looks like they have. It looks like they are preparing nets. Since you asked, there are a couple that have. Y'all have heard of them. While none of you currently have access to them, y'all have heard of guns. And some of these dwarves have these long metal tubes that they are doing this with. And you're pretty sure they're much like the cannon on the front of your ship, that they are but much smaller. Now, you don't think those guns will take out?
Yeah, I'll be aiming for one of those guys then.
All right, you go for a gunner or a netter?
Gunner.
All right, cool. If you click the word longbow at the bottom in the chat.
I did, yeah. Do you not see it on there?
No, I do. In the chat, I want you to click the damage.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, let me do that. What?
The word longbow?
To advantage? Is that why it rolled twice?
Yeah, you must have advantage turned on. It's no big deal. I'm just using the first number. 22 plus 2 hits.
So what you're going to do is in the chat, click the word longbow.
Where do we go to turn that off?
I'm not worried about it. Just click on the longbow, on the word longbow in the chat.
Okay.
I can remember to take the word on the left, the number on the left. It's fine.
All right, fair enough. All right, let me try that one more time. Hang on. Okay, so I'm clicking on the word longbow, not on the damage.
Yeah, the word longbow
in the chat.
At the bottom of your box is longbow.
Oh, in the chat. Okay, I'm sorry. I missed that part. All right, let me try that again. Okay, sorry about that. So that's 5.
Did it do it? It didn't load for me.
Give it a second.
Yeah, it says 5 piercing. Is it not showing?
Her internet connection is slow. Give it a second.
Oh, it's her internet connection.
Sorry about that.
While we're waiting,
it is very slow. I'm sorry.
While we're waiting, Sarah, if on your character sheet, the little gear icon in the corner of your character sheet where it says Core Bio Spells Gear, you'll come up with 3.
Yes.
You'll come up with 3 columns. The third column, the top, it says Roll Queries. you're going to go from always roll advantage to advantage toggle. And now you'll see that you can change things from advantage to normal to disadvantage.
Got it. Okay.
So you can click core again to get back to your regular character sheet.
So I want advantage toggle.
Advantage toggle.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
See how that changed your buttons, your purple buttons?
Yes, I do see that.
Okay. And you can go back to core to get back to your character sheet.
All right, I'm going to take your word. You said it was 5 points of damage, Sarah. I'm not going to wait for it. I believe you. But if I ever, feel like you're not doing me right here, I'll make you start screenshotting. But for now, we'll just take your word on it. It'll come up eventually. You shoot him 5 points. Essentially, you draw back. The arrow arcs up and then comes down out of y'all's air bubble into their air bubble and drops down. And he's shocked and did not expect to see an arrow come at him. For some reason, these guys thought they were definitely going to win with no resistance, and he's not happy about having an arrow in his shoulder. Very weird. So he's looking at you. He looks mad. You can't see much more than that because it's not that close. All right, and then on 9, let's see. On 9, the bad guys go, and then on 1, y'all's captain is going to act because he got a nat 1. So on 9, that guy's shooting you, Eudora. How dare you? And then after that, they were mostly just worried about wrecking your ship, but you're going to get shot at because you did that. You earned it.
I do have
+2 and a +3.
Well, no, I guess it doesn't really matter because I was going to say I do have as a bonus action that I can hop out of the way, but there's probably not really anywhere to hop to at this point since we're already.
Oh, you can go up to a crow's nest. I mean, you can hop, but I don't think that you can change his shooting you in this particular action. So
yeah, I figure it won't make a difference at this point.
Yeah. So the question is your armor class 15 or higher? Because if so, I hit you.
It's 15.
All right. All right. Yeah. I thought it was 15. All right. So yeah, I hit you, and see, I don't have a character sheet for NPCs, so. D10. All right. He fires a shot. It sounds similar to y'all's cannon shot, but from this distance, it's a much smaller bang, but it's still a loud bang. And you feel something pierce your studded leather armor and just put a hole directly into this area of your chest right there. And it hurts just a surprising amount of pain. And now you have had your first encounter with a musket ball, which you can dig out later, or perhaps Del can, and put a little poultice on it. So
how many points did
you took? 10 points of damage.
That's a lot.
10 points?
10 points.
Oh, geez. Well, then I don't look so good.
Yeah.
You're not. I don't think you're down.
Well, I'm down to 1 hit point, so.
Yeah, see, you're not down. You're all right.
Look, there are
1 hit point.
You can take all of
I'll be
your
right
hit
over.
points.
All right.
There are no wound penalties. You can go all the way down to 1 hit point and be fine. Totally fine.
Until I get hit again, and then we're going to have problems.
All right. And at this point, the big ship is going to start ramming into your ship. Because y'all did a lot of work to try and minimize the damage and to move out of the way, I'm going to take that into account. It's going to hit, but it might not be as bad as it could be. And it's not. Actually, I was going to give him, holy crap, I was going to give him disadvantage because y'all were dodging. And look at that. All right, so here's what's going to happen. The dwarven ship catches the tail end of your ship as you pull it out, pull your ship to the side, and you are moving sideways. You're not doing the Promethean thing where the thing's coming down and you just run right under it and get squashed. You see it coming and you move to the side, but the tail end gets hit. But your ship, for the moment, is mostly intact. There are cracks running through the ship. But your ship is going to stay up. It's still up, and you are still in space. By the way, since you were asleep and y'all came out and you immediately were in this. As your ship is turning around, you will see that there is a planet on the other direction. You think it's probably the planet that you were aimed at. You knew you were going to be arriving there soon. And now that the ship is like kind of spinning through space, but not broken, not completely. You have a great view of it. You see these very angry dwarves looking very frustrated. The guys with the nets are like, because whatever they were hoping to get, your ship didn't break apart, and they're not going to go and grab and start salvaging you. At which point, the captain on one comes out looking groggy and upset because the whole ship is spinning. And he also has a musket. He has a smaller, it's a flintlock pistol. And he has it ready. But y'all are so far away. He's going to take a shot at disadvantage we're going to say that same gunner just for fun.
Sarah's damage finally came in.
Hey!
I am not a liar.
Oh, that should be a D20, not a D10. I was still on the damage from the last gunshot. There we go. That's what it should have been. All right, and it's a disadvantage. Again. Hey, he still hits. How about that? Boom. Now we go back down to a D10. For him, it's a +4. All right. That guy that shot Eudora, just the left side of his face kind of explodes, and he falls backwards. He's gone. That one guy, that's all the captain could really do because he rolled so bad on initiative that he missed his chance to do anything else. All right. And that'll take us back to the top of the round. Because you are spinning away from it, I'm going to say you are now 60 feet, 60 feet from the ship that hit you, for all those that need to figure out their range on their weapons. And the cannoneers are going to start loading again. And that's pretty much everything that's going on. We'll start with Corey. What is Beetlejuice doing?
All right. We're headed towards the planet, right? Is that
you're spinning in space. You would have been smashed to bits. Now you're spinning in space, but yeah, you see the planet. It's definitely not in weapon range.
I mean, like,
I shoot it.
Can I get this bird under control? This boat? This?
Okay. Yeah, you can totally try and.
That's what I'm going to try.
Back on course and start heading in.
So, what are we doing here? Strength to push the ship back? Dexterity to maneuver it?
Dexterity, I think, to maneuver it is probably going to be the best.
I mean,
if you want to make an argument for a different stat, I'll listen.
I like dexterity; it's my favorite. But I was thinking like grabbing the keel and putting the muscle into it. But yeah, dexterity. I like that way better. We'll do dexterity.
Well, then go with dex as you leap to the wheel and you start to angle this thing and try and make it work. If somebody else wants to grab the keel manually and do that with a strength check, that's also helpful.
There's a 23. As long as they are
coordinating with you and not working against you.
On my I changed water vehicles to astral vehicles, so there's a 23 on my astral vehicles check.
Actually, you changed to astral vehicles.
Oh, I did. There needs to be an R in that word.
And since that's not one, you automatically fail. It's
Oh
not
no!
All right. But yeah, with a 23, you get the ship that's starting to look like it's going to be on course, but you are also with that roll aware that the infrastructure of the ship is really cracked and really messed up. It's shattered. It's going to take major repairs to get this thing flyable again. And right now, you're worried that as you try to sail towards that, just the wind and moving too fast in a turn is going to be like the pressure is going to start to tear the ship more. So you're having to like take the turn as slowly as possible. At the same time, you're in a hurry because there are these dwarves trying to kill y'all and probably salvage your ship. Next up is Dell and then Kios.
All right. I'm going to grab Eudora there and slap her with a cure spell because that was a pretty major hit. Looks like it probably went clear through, so...
I like the idea that you slap her like a faith healer, just be healed!
No!
The good news is you healed 8 hit points. The bad news is you took 7 more.
that didn't show up, did it? Let's try this.
All right.
No, I don't
thank
see
you,
it.
Dell. I appreciate that.
Okay, I don't know why it's not coming out.
It's just
Tony
running
does not
slow,
like
I
us.
think.
Is that what's
Yeah, I
going
think
on?
it. I think you're right. I've clicked it twice. Just go with the first one.
All right.
Yeah.
If and when it shows up.
Is it not showing up for you either?
No.
Oh, well then,
Oh, weird.
thorns.
Yeah. This blighted thing is deciding. I think roll 20 is just being
Yeah.
sluggish.
Page
All right.
refresh.
Well, at least we know what the problem is. We can assume that you've given her some hit points and move
Yes.
on, and hopefully it shows up before she loses hit points again.
Page refresh. Try that.
A
A good F5 always does the trick.
All right, Kios,
Let's
what are you
find
doing?
out.
I think so. I'm watching Beetlejuice, the panic in his eyes, and I'm gonna run up behind him to grab the rudder and try to do the feats of strength to
All right, cool.
kind of minimize the shaking.
You want to move your land vehicle, astral vehicle with your strength.
Grab that keel with a 16.
All right. That's you. Because you specified that you watched him first, I'm going to give it to you without being mean and say that you saw which direction he's turning. So you know, okay, so we're definitely going to be going this way. You've got it, and you've rolled high enough that you also feel like what he's sensing here. You don't realize it first as you grab it and you start to like really push into it. You hear a groan and some splintering, and then you like pull up a little. You're like, oh, too much. Oh, this ship is effed.
Oh, it
All right,
didn't
but
just-
you are
actually
the
roll
two
it
of you
for
are
me.
working together, and you've got the thing on course. It is now sailing directly towards the planet. The sails are still up, catching the astral winds, whatever happens in space, and it looks like it's on a good course to get in there. Of course, some doors might have something to say about that, but at the moment, it looks like y'all might be able to land this thing. And after y'all, Sarah. You're 60 feet away from the other ship with still a few guys with guns who are now looking actively for the captain because they saw somebody else with a gun. And then there's some guys with nuts. They're just standing there like, well, our plan didn't work and we had the wrong weapon prepped.
So it looks like it's.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
That looks like it would be 3 hit points that I healed because I rolled a 1.
Okay, well, at least it finally came through. So you're at 4 hit points.
Sorry.
But 4 is better than 1.
Mm.
And you killed her. She's gone now.
I'm sorry. That is just annoying. My internet connection went out for a second. It's just,
This is a
One of
bad
those
internet
days.
day for an internet game.
it is. I'm having a day with like technical difficulties today. But yeah, I'm gonna aim for one of the guys that has a gun and try to shoot him with my bow. Because you
Ooh.
said that the other guy, the one that I shot last time, did he get taken out or by the captain?
Yeah.
Or was
The portion of his face disappeared. The captain shot him.
okay, so he's
I
out
randomly
of
chose that he would shoot the same guy, just because it was funny to me.
Okay, then I will aim for one of the other ones then if that one's already down.
Sure. Oh, I will say this. Y'all have had enough time to look and see. You do see in the back, where their helm is, you cannot see, just so you know. You cannot actually see the pilot. Different types of Spelljammer helms work differently, but a lot of them are enclosed. Some of them are deep inside the ship. And some of them are right where you'd expect like the wheel to be on a pirate ship. But in this case, it looks like there's a dwarven forge in the back of this thing. And there's like a building and like steam coming up. Just very strange. But you don't see what's piloting it, so you can't shoot that guy.
All right, I'm guessing 12 doesn't hit.
No, sorry, a 12 will miss. Oh, wait, no. You said you're aiming for the musket guy. Let's see.
Yeah.
He has leather armor on. That is a 12. Dwarves are not the most dexterous. Yeah, you hit.
Okay, so I should roll damage.
You should totally roll damage. Put an arrow in that
Yay.
guy. Just click the longbow word.
And it looks like I got one hit point back from the cure light wounds. Is that right?
You got 3, I think was you said was his minimum.
Yeah, because
Oh, okay.
I gotta add my spell modifier to that, so 3.
It's 5 again.
Yeah, but this time I got to see it. All right. Yeah, you've gotten the attention of another one of them.
I'm sure.
So, and that brings us around to them shooting, which we will start with one shooting at you because you put an arrow in him and he doesn't like it.
Actually, wait. I have a bonus action.
Oh, you do? Sure, go ahead.
I
What's
do,
your bonus action?
yes. I'm gonna go ahead and use it because I'm still fairly low on hit points. It's called
Action
where is
surge.
it? Second Wind,
Oh,
where I
that.
can roll a D10 and get that plus my fighter level back in hit points once per
Yeah,
combat.
sure. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So just roll a D10 then, or
You should be able to click the feature, but you can, if it doesn't work, just roll a d10. Your fire level's
let me
1.
try clicking. See where exactly do I click on it?
I don't have your character sheet up. Give me a sec.
Because it looks like when I click it, it just brings up the description. It doesn't look like it rolls anything.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Oh,
to
yeah.
roll the dice separate, I think.
Unless it's somewhere else on here.
That's the way it did it with my spell too. I was expecting it to roll, but it didn't.
Okay. So is there another spot that I should be rolling, or?
I just have to roll a 1d10.
Yeah. Yeah, just roll a d10. That's fine.
Okay, I can do that.
I didn't see the button on there to click either, as you can tell, because I clicked it and just got the description.
Okay, so that means I get 7 hit points back, right? Because
That is
it's
correct.
my level plus that.
That
Oh,
is
sorry, you
correct.
probably don't see it on your screen. It said 6.
Oh, I see.
I
it.
see it.
Okay,
By the
that
way,
would be 7 hit points back, right?
That is correct.
pro
Oh,
tip.
that brings me back up to full. Yay!
Pro tip, in the chat, you can do /R space and write whatever die code string you want. So you can do /R 1d10 plus 1, and it'll roll that.
That's not a pro tip to not use the easy dice buttons, is it? It sounds like a slow it down tip.
Well, if
I
you
was going to
have,
say,
if you want to add your bonuses and everything to the roll, you can do that.
All right. You know, I've never used it. What is this fudge button? Do I get to lie? Do y'all have a fudge button? Well, I'm not going to use it.
All right.
I just noticed that I have it. That's news to me. All right. So, you shot him. You did 6. Sorry. That's what was going on, right? Oh no, second wind. You healed, and now I'm going to shoot you. Maybe, probably.
I knew you were, which is why I was going to heal first.
I mean, to be fair, you started it.
Okay.
That'll hit.
You have not killed any of my characters, not once in 20 years, so don't start now.
It's been 20 years.
Not looking promising.
My God, it's actually been 21 years, hasn't it? Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right, so
Your friendship can drink.
Almost 22. Almost 22 years we've known each other. So don't start killing my characters now.
no, there's this thing that we can do where you come back and you'll be like this weird little zombie that follows the party. It's going to be great.
No. I'm not down with that.
I did that to Howard one time.
He did. He totally did. All right, so you do get hit. You do take 7.
All right, that's more reasonable than 10.
Well, you know, I thought I would be reasonable by ordering the random dice number generator to be reasonable. Although I do apparently have a fudge button. I don't know how to work it yet.
Yeah, so I don't look great, but at least I don't look almost dead this time.
All right. And that... oh, yeah, they need to make a roll to come about. And they're just going to be... They're not going to get to you this round. But...
I'm like, we're level 1 characters. We should be like in a sewer fighting rats or something, not like people with guns. Come on.
All right, they are coming about slowly. It looks at this pace, if they don't improve their rolls, you've got about a couple more rounds before they're going to be able to do that again.
Well, I'd like for our helmsman to just get us the heck out of here, but, you know.
Warp speed, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, really.
Well, right now, y'all are sailing the ship, but there is no... none of you have gone to the helm to see who's doing the spell jamming. Clearly, it wasn't any of you. So that y'all are aware, I think y'all already know, but also for those at home, the way the ships work, that they're powered to actually go through space, their rocket fuel is actually someone with spell slots sits in the chair or whatnot and is going to deposit their spell slots and then fly it. Kind of, I always picture like Professor X and Cerebros that just sitting there, got the helmet on, and you think about it, and the ship is going. But right now, the ship is being aided by actual pirates doing regular sailing because the ship has been severely damaged. None of you are casters that are currently doing that, although I think at least one of you is a caster. I know Dell is. I'd have to look up everything else.
Not yet. Give me a level or two, and I'll get there.
Okay. All right. And you know the captain is not currently the manning it because he's out here with his flintlock reloading this round because he has the loading feature. Oh, wait. No, he has a feat. He can shoot it. And, yeah, that's it. Well, no, we got a couple guys that can shoot, that are going to shoot the captain. I forgot that. Almost forgot about that. All right. First guy on the captain. Oh, that sucks for him. All right, then. We'll do all the shots first. There are 3 guys shooting.
All right, our captain's dead.
Yep.
That will miss. And that will miss. He might not be dead. Too negative.
No, that's his hit points.
That was to hit him, though.
Yeah, but the first hit was a crit.
I know. All right, so that means it's 2d10 plus 3 instead of 1d10 because it's crit. And Captain takes 15 points. The captain is not dead, but he looks very uncomfortable as a shot just takes him like full in the gut, and he kind of doubles over. But as he doubles over, 2 more shots kind of go over his head. And he stands up, and he still takes his shot. He reloaded that thing with just an amazing amount of dexterous skill. Like, he knows what he's doing with it. Because there's a feat. Maybe I should get in the habit of just typing it like Corey suggested. So changing all the numbers around. There we go. And that does hit. He shoots the guy that shot him. As one would. But that guy is still up. And that takes care of all of that excitement. The cannoneers are almost ready to fire again. And that brings us to Corey.
All right, let's get out the flex tape.
Are you doing the same thing, just steering?
Get the cans of Flex Seal and spray it on the side of the ship. And that'll.
All right, but are you doing the same thing?
I don't know. The dwarven ship is trying to turn itself, right?
Yes.
And we need to get down to the planet faster, but not so fast that the ship flies apart.
Yeah, that's the trick there.
Okay. And we can't see who's steering the ship. I thought the helm, the rudder steers the ship. Or what am I missing here?
All right, so you want to see who's on the dwarven ship, where their jammer helm is. You see what looks like a building, that like a dwarven forge is what it looks like. You see smokestacks coming out of it, and
I was talking about our ship. Who's steering our ship is the guy in the rudder, right? Spike's character.
Oh, on your ship, y'all would know this because you've been here. You've been on the ship for a while. There is a room. When you walk towards the captain's room or the captain's what do you call it, quarters, there's like a small staircase that goes up to the captain's quarters and another staircase that goes down, and you go down into there, and that is where the spelljamming helm is. And that person has windows, although you're not real sure how that works. You think they're obviously magical. And yeah, I would have described it if y'all got in there. I realize, though, that y'all have already seen this. But yeah, this person can sit there, whoever's down there, see through these windows that are magically placed, and just invest their magic there and fly the ship.
Right. Got it. Okay.
But yeah, there are some where you're literally just standing there holding the wheel, but not this one. This one's a little better designed because that person is protected.
Okay. Is there a way? I don't think I'd be good at this, but I think we should try at least. Actually, I have trance proficiencies, which means I can just get whatever proficiencies I need for the day at the beginning of the day. And right. I would assume I've gotten.
Well, we'll assume you slept in your usual trance,
Yeah.
Preference.
And I would have gotten.
But you do need to declare them, I think, at the beginning of the day.
I will make sure to do that from now on. But I was wondering if I could have just had them that, for these types of, spell jamming proficiencies to be a better a ship sailor. Okay.
What skill are you looking to have?
Something that will help me repair the ship.
Carpentry.
Or is it just water? Is it just astral vehicles to help repair the ship?
To understand the mechanics of it, I could see astral vehicles, but to actually rebuild the rudder would probably be like carpentry. Yeah.
You mean the keel?
The keel, whatever. To rebuild a piece of wood would require carpentry,
Carpentry.
which
And
would
that's
be carpenter's tools or whatever.
right. Well, I'm sure we have carpenter's tools on board.
Yeah, there's a bosun who's in charge of that.
Okay, well, he's probably doing that then. I guess maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let's make the ship go and pray for the best, because if we get hit by the dwarven ship, we're going to break apart. If we go too fast, we're going to break apart, but there's a chance we might not. So let's make things go. Let's go faster.
All right. Go ahead and make your astral vehicles roll then.
This time spelled correctly. And that's a terrible roll.
That's what happens when you spell it correctly. You've taken the charm away.
The magic is gone.
All right. I mean, it's essentially you find yourself just hesitant. You're like, all right, I don't want to lean too far into because it might tear it apart. I don't want to. You're having trouble gauging it get it where you want.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, carry on.
All right. Then it's Del and Quijos.
All right, Captain. He got hit pretty bad, so
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did.
he gets my last cure spell, and that's you said /R.
It's
Yeah.
forward.
/R space like 1d10 or whatever you're trying to roll.
1d8 plus skill casting ability modifier.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Minimum heals. All right. You're on a breaking apart ship in space. It's a lot to focus on. And your god is like, what's going on? Oh my god.
Well, I'm a druid, so it's not godly power. But yes.
druid. Yes.
It's natural divinity, whatever that means.
There's
I
not
don't
a
know.
lot of
Stars.
nature out here.
The stars. That's right. It'd be stars for you. I feel like you should get a bonus if you're in space. It's not a thing.
We'll talk.
Is that coming up? I'm looking forward to it. All right, Kios.
All right. How far away would you say that we are from the other ship at this point?
Let's see. They were coming about, so we'll say that it hasn't changed. We'll say it's still 60 feet. They're working on changing their angle so that they can ram again.
Cool. So Quijos is he's like just holding on, batten down the hatches, trying to physically hold it together. But in this one moment, while the ships are passing, he's going to reach out and just detect if there's any celestial fiends or undead on that ship.
Oh, interesting. All right, cool. Let me double check your flavor text here. Within 60 feet. All right. Yes. Let's see. Oh, it says you do know the type.
Yeah, just those three.
I'm going to give you an additional ability with this just because of something that's unique to this setting. The setting for this particular adventure that I've written. Go ahead and make I guess wisdom is perception. Make a perception check. All right, just 10. All right. You definitely do pick up that there is an undead person. Let's see. It says you know the type. In this case, I would say I'll give you an explanation of the type, but you haven't encountered this creature before. So it's sort of like, I'll give you a description. It's very similar to a lich-like presence, but not that power level. Not something that is, just that insanely old and powerful. But it's almost feels like a freshly made lich. Like someone has recently become it, but has not yet at that insane level of magical ability. And then on top of that, the other thing I'll give you, I'm going to have to minimize it. You didn't roll very high. There is an object somewhere on that ship that just contains an insane amount of negative energy, which is where undead necromantic powers comes from. And I'm going to say due to the way that works, even though it's not technically a being, something about this object is radiating so much that it definitely belongs in the undead category. It's just the power that emanates from it. And it's coming from that building, the forge.
All right. I'll end my turn going, we need to go faster. Go faster now. We need to go faster.
All right. And then, let's see. I think Eudora is next. Is she frozen?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Yeah, I'm just debating what I want to do because I don't know that I can take another hit right now. There really isn't anywhere for me to like duck and cover after I shoot, is there?
You could, Bill. There's the stairway that goes down to the quarters where y'all came up from. There's also another stairway that goes down into where the spell jamming hold is for y'all. That would give you. Actually, I would say that if you jumped into it using your rabbit leap thing, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to just hop down there and have cover after you shoot.
Okay, and that's what I'll do. I'll move my longbow and then use my bonus action to.
All right.
That's
Cool.
well, so that I don't take another hit.
Good idea. So just go ahead and roll your longbow. Are you want to shoot? Let's see. I think there's one wounded guy over there.
Yeah, I mean, my options.
Yeah,
never mind. I missed him, so
Oh,
it doesn't matter which one I was shooting at. It's definitely a miss.
Well, all right, then I'll take your word for it because it hasn't popped up yet. But good to know.
Oh no, wait, hang on. That was my damage from last time. That wasn't my roll. Okay. Unless I hit the wrong thing.
Uh,
No, that's an old roll. Okay, let me try it again because it doesn't look like it took it. See if it took it that time. Or, unless it's just being really, really slow. Yeah, there
I
it
think
goes.
it's being
just
slow
being
because
really
nothing's
slow,
coming up over here. I'm not seeing anything. Are y'all seeing anything?
Yeah, it's okay. Well, we'll have to give it a second.
The internet hates you, bunny woman.
Sure seems that way.
It looks like there's a ship just decloaking next to my head every once in a while. Whoop. All right. So you take a shot and you just basically you start your jump just like a half second too soon, and you realize as you're doing it that you're going to throw your shot off. You're like, oh, I should take the shot, then jump. That was dumb. Oh well, too late. But you are safely with full cover in a stairwell out of sight of the guys with the muskets across the way.
Okay,
And-
so did it show up on your end? Because it hasn't shown up on my end yet.
No, it had. Oh, I thought you said you saw something. Okay. Then
No,
sorry.
it was an old roll.
It was
The
an old
new
roll,
stuff
okay.
hasn't popped up yet. Yeah.
Nothing. You want
It's
me to roll
just
for
being
you?
really
And
nice.
we'll just go with whatever comes up for me.
Okay. I will let you know as soon as it pops up.
Okay. Well, you either shot him or didn't, and then you jump down.
Yeah,
into the
pretty
thing.
much. I can roll damage if it ever pops up that I hit him.
That sounds good to me. Now they're going to take shots. Pretty much, the captain is a target. Dell, you're a target because you healed the captain. Captain. We're captain. And let's see. Yeah, you two are probably my best targets. Although, well, actually, the guys trying to steer the ship are pretty good targets too. Tell you what, we'll be fair. We're gonna roll to see which of my 4 targets doesn't get shot at with my 3 guys with guns. So, with the captain being number 4. All right, or number 3. There you go. Did it come up? Is nothing working?
I see a 1.
Hey, there it is. Yeah, I got a 1 twice. How about that? All right, Corey, you're safe. Shooting at the other three. All right, let's do that. Y'all been neglected, and for that I apologize. Let me shoot you.
Gee, thanks.
Welcome.
You deserve some bullet presents.
Oh. Then it doesn't pop up at all, and then it pops up 3 times because apparently I hit more than once.
I still don't see your rolls.
No.
Well, if we go with the first one, it looks like I probably missed because it was an 11.
Yeah, 11 does miss them. They're just wearing leather,
Okay.
but that's a 12.
The other two would have made it, but the first one missed.
Of course. All right, so Kios, does a 15 hit you?
No, it does not.
Okay.
It bounces off of my chainmail.
Nice. Dell, does a 13 hit you?
Sadly, yes.
Oh, no. All right, let's shoot the captain, then I'll roll out some damage. Hey, there they are. Now I see Sarah's rolls. All right, shooting the captain. Okay. So, Bill, sorry.
Yeah.
Minimum damage, Dell. There's a slug just like it hits you, but it only just like cuts your like shoulder a little. You're not dead. You're not down. It just hurts. And it'll probably get infected. That's just how it's going to go. All right, and then now that they're done shooting at y'all, they need to make their roll to actually steer the ship, which is actually up to their forge master. I mean, Spelljammer guy. Yeah, it's the forge master is his title on that ship.
Spelljammer guy? Is that
Spelljammer guy. Well, technically, y'all haven't met him yet, but yeah, he's the forge master. And he's doing a little better now. He's getting it, angling it. He has basically he's brought it about, and it's now pointed at you. So you're not shooting at the broadside of a ship. Not that anybody was shooting at the ship, except the cannoneers next round. And it looks like he is in place to ram you on their next initiative. But now they get to get shot at by y'all's cannon.
Shoot the forge.
If you yell that, I'm good with it. Or did you yell
That's
that?
what I'm doing. Yeah.
Cool.
Shoot the forge.
Hang on just a sec. I have to pull up the cannoneer stats. I've totally forgotten what the roll was. He was a +5. I'm just going with a +5. Dirty 20. They hit. Which is good news for y'all. The damage.
Just need to slow him down so we can run.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is a dwarven ship, so their ships repair like Borg ships. They just kind of like.
If you hurt the helm, it slows down that regeneration.
Oh,
We can get out.
that's actually a pretty super roll for damage.
Oh, good golly.
I mean, the fact that it was 5d8 was a lot, but the fact that I rolled 2 8s and a 7 in that pile is pretty gross. All right. Yeah, you see a hole just open up in their ship. We're going to say a part of the ram horn just vanishes, and a hole opens up in the side of their hull. A hole in the hull has appeared.
Excellent. You can shoot your arrows through that.
And just no idea what's in the hole, but I'm putting an arrow in it. Ow! Got someone. I like your plan, Corey. It's weird and fun. All right. Speaking of your plans, Corey, what would you like to do?
All right. I have 2 options here. Either I can help. Well, they shot a hole into the ship forge, the place.
The hull. The front of the ship is pointed at you guys. They took out the like a part of the horn on the ram head that's going to ram y'all, which doesn't really affect anything other than the way it looks. but also the hull of their ship now has a huge hole, HWOLE, or no, sorry, HOLE in their HULL. There, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
There's a
I
hole in the hole.
I got the
Dear
miscommunication.
Liza, dear Liza.
I was thinking that, but I didn't say it.
There was a miscommunication. I thought that the cannoneers were firing specifically at the forge.
They turned the ship though.
Ah,
That's what they managed to do last round, is get their ship turned, so that it changed what they were able to see.
I was hoping we could shoot an arrow through the hole and get their spell caster guy, but that's okay. We're gonna put everything into making the ship go fast.
All right.
Like
Go
a pack
away.
lid, we're going to make the ship go.
Get away, get away, get away.
Okay. Astral vehicles, dexterity, submit. I mean 11.
I mean, it's going. Your ship has just been murdered. You're just like, oh, this poor ship. If you think that right now, if you were not in the middle of combat, you could probably land this thing. You feel like you could aid your Spelljammer and get this thing down. Spelljammer referencing the person operating this thing.
You think the
Spelljammer has
Spelljammer...
multiple meanings in this campaign.
Yeah, I know. The Spelljammer should be the name of a type of the ship because it's based off a windjammer, which is a type of ship, and not a position on the ship.
I know. You know what? We also have to deal with holes and holes.
It should be like a spell wind maker, a wind speller. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Spelljammer was just
Ocarina
the
of
least
Time.
awkward.
Yeah.
All right. So, Keith, yeah, what's Spell doing?
You know what? At this point, I'm going to help out with trying to get the ship maneuvered so that we can get ourselves out of here. We're using Dex with our vehicle skill.
Yeah, unless you have a reason that you think that you could justify a different attribute, then I'm going to go with Dex.
No. Oh, and it's still it's got me toggled for advantage.
Well, the 14 is fine. I'll take the first one.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll monkey with that.
You aid in getting the ship on course. Basically, you run up, I guess, and stand next to Corey, and you're both just kind of
Beetlejuice.
Del stands next to Beetlejuice, I should say. And then Spike, or rather, Kios.
Yes, Spike is good too. So I'm thinking as a professional spelljammer, or experienced one, I should say, that the benefit of our groundling-based design is that we can make a water landing, whereas this dwarven ship is probably a bit too heavy for that. So I'm going to yell out, "Splash, splash down," as I'm just holding on to the rudder.
Yeah, from where Del and Beetlejuice are saying, y'all have a good view of the planet. There is plenty of water areas that you can start aiming for. You probably don't want to aim for the middle of an ocean, just because it's the middle. But yeah, there's plenty of water.
And yeah, and just holding on, keeping her straight.
All right, and Eudora. I think Sarah's picture for me has been frozen in the same position for a really long time. I don't know if everyone else has seen that.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
I'm sorry. I guess my connection just really sucks. Yeah, I guess gonna shoot at another one of the guys with my longbow again. Hopefully it'll register this time. And then same thing, bonus action back in the stairwell.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You step out, take your shot, hop back down. Go ahead and roll your shot.
I blame the internet companies.
That's fair. Dang you, AT&T! And I immediately vanish. All right. It says 12 plus 2, so a 14 will hit. Actually, 12 does too.
Yay!
All right.
I will roll for damage then.
Do you shoot the wounded one?
Yes.
Sure. Go ahead and click on the word longbow and.
9. Ha.
All right. Hey, and I get to see it too. How unusual. So yeah, you shoot him, and it sinks to right here, just above the sternum, and you see him gurgling for a moment, and he starts to droop, and he's you can't tell if he's dead or not dead, but he definitely looks really unhappy. Just
messed up.
that's no good.
Pretty messed up, yeah. I'm sure.
All right. And then on 9, you hop back down. So because you hop back down, you don't see this. He takes a drink, tosses that thing out.
Damn healing potions.
Because why not? Why should only y'all have access to such fun?
Yeah.
I don't have access to healing potions. What are you
I
talking
was
about?
gonna say-
I'm level 1.
I don't have access to those right now, though. None of us
It's
do.
like, were we allowed to get healing potions? Was that a thing?
Well, you will.
We will. If we survive this conflict, we will.
Ooh, I'm gonna live. No, I'm not. But let's see. I'm gonna ram you guys because that's a thing. That's totally gonna happen. In theory, if I don't roll absolute butt. And I have before, so I don't gonna say anything. All right, dirty 20 to hit. That will hit you. The ship begins to splinter apart as not that. Sorry, my cat attacked my trash can. The ship begins to splinter apart as a giant ram's head starts to push its way through it. There's a huge. Everyone is rocked. The ship is almost gone. At this point, you are close enough to the planet that you're able to feel it pulling you. So you are falling towards the planet, which is unfortunate to the guys with their nets who are not going to be able to scoop you out of space, as was their original plan, because they're now very close to you, but everybody's falling. It's not the same. You've screwed up their plan by making it further than I expected, which is fine. We're going to start with we'll have everyone, I guess, make a dexterity saving throw. If you want to grab part of the ship as you go down, or you want to start swimming, it's still going to be kind of a dex to get your bearings on how you're going down. It's not going to save you from fall damage. It'll just let you do more as you're free falling. All right. Let's see, 2. Sarah, do you know how to do it?
I'm looking to see where it's at.
You know where your attributes are on the left side of the page? Just to the right of them should be your saves.
Oh, there I am.
Oh, yes, I do see those. Okay.
I guess I can roll for the captain. He has a 4. Oh.
I rolled it. I don't see it, but I rolled it.
Wow. The captain just is didn't expect that. He his back hits part of the ship, and now he's just kind of knocked away from the rest of y'all. He's falling, but he's not within easy range of you guys. There are other crew members that are falling. The cannoneers are falling. I'm not going to roll all of their saves. I'll just decide who lives and who dies. Corey, you were the last one to steer, and it was suggested to go towards water. Oh, actually, I think you and Del were.
Yes.
Did y'all take that suggestion?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a question because this is very relevant.
Okay.
How much fall damage did we take?
Not yet. You're still free falling.
Oh, okay.
This just
Don't worry, you'll hit terminal velocity. I think there's a max of like 30 or something, D6. I mean, I'm sure there's a top. You'll be fine.
We've got enough time to think about how much it's about to hurt.
Oh, yeah, plenty. As y'all are falling, the ship is being destroyed. You can, if you want, you can look up and you can see that the other ship is still in the air. It looks like they are trying to go after your ship, but they're going after the bigger chunks. It's not the same. They're not really concerned with grabbing individual falling people. This has truly changed the scenario the way I thought it would start, but I'm loving it, so we're all good. As y'all are falling, do y'all have any plans to mitigate your damage?
yes.
Then we're out of the combat round, so to speak, and I'll just give y'all each a few rounds to decide what you're doing. We'll start with you, Corey. You nod.
Well, I was messing with rigging and that kind of stuff anyways. So I'm going to take some canvas and try and make and rigging and try and make like a parachute kind of deal to hopefully
All
slow
right,
myself
you're
down.
gonna MacGyver it while you're falling.
Huh?
Creative.
I said you're gonna MacGyver it.
Yes.
All right. Do you have any appropriate skill you'd like to roll for that?
Survival?
You know what? I love it. I'm gonna go with it. Yes, you may make a survival. I'm gonna go with intelligence here. Sounds pretty.
Oh, it's a.
wait, no, it's survival. It's not.
It's wisdom.
tool
It's
set.
yeah.
Just straight survival. Yeah.
21.
Okay, you start pulling this thing together, and you've got a bit of a sail. You've got a sheet going. You're like, was this gonna work? And you don't know, but you're holding it. All right, Kios, what you doing?
I am going to use my strength and my stubbornness, and I'm holding onto this keel with all of my strength. No matter what happens, I will still be holding onto this keel.
Sounds fair. All right, and Del?
Well, I was last holding some ropes to try and help move some of the sails around, so I'm just going to hold real tight to the mast and to whatever rope I was holding and hope for the best.
Okay, and Eudora?
I don't know that hop's going to help me any, but I guess I'll try to hop to a soft place.
All right. Although I love the idea of the double jump where you can in midair just go and then like totally change the way you're falling. I don't feel like that's quite your race. But what an awesome feat that would be.
Right.
All right. As y'all are falling, you'll see a woman who is also falling. She is of Gith ancestry. We have Del's a Gith, right? Or is it Kios?
Kios.
Kios is a Gith. Del's the Astral Elf. All right, so Kios, you know that she is also a Gith Yankee. She is a sorceress, and she's got a part of the spelljamming helm like on her head, but it's no longer connected to anything. And she's like doing the swim through the air, like looking freaked out. It sees y'all, The captain, unfortunately, botched his save. Is too far away, but she can cast Featherfall, except for on Beetlejuice, because he's falling at a different rate than the rest of you because he literally saved himself. All right, so
I found the air brakes.
although she's going to try and get y'all to get closer to her and swim because you got a long ways to fall, and Featherfall only lasts for like a minute, and if you slow it at this height, she'd have to recast before you got there.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, she'll try and do that. And since nobody really like botched their saves for the deck save, aside from the captain, y'all can start swimming towards her, and she'll cast the Featherfall when you get close enough to the Earth. Therefore, or not Earth, but the planet. And you don't know the name of the planet because, as I said before, they were keeping a lot of information from you. Let's see. I'm going to try to say what time. Oh, yeah. No, we're still early. We got time to explore the planet Sunday night.
Sarah, can you do me a favor? Sarah,
do what?
Can Sarah, can you do me a favor? Hit
What's that?
your stop video button and then try and reinitial and then hit it again and see if that.
Okay. That help any?
Yeah, now it's a black screen. You don't have to look at your face. See what you did there?
Oh well, I tried. Well, the pic of her,
Is it really you can't see me at all?
her still wasn't very flattering.
Well, Sarah, can you see us?
Yeah, I can see you guys
You're
just
doing
fine.
this.
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's the first session. There's always technical issues.
Yeah.
All right. I apologize. You can go back to.
No, we're all good. All right. The good news is you featherfalled. Hey, there's Sarah. The other good news is there's Sarah. Or is she frozen already?
Yes.
Wow, that was fast.
No.
But at least it's not the same unflattering pic.
She's not frozen. She's just that her FPS is just that 1 frame per hour.
There you go.
Man.
She's not frozen.
Oh,
She's just very
sorry.
still. All right. So you're feather falling. You're coming down on the water. I'm going to say that Beetlejuice and Del Starwind, you two guys can either roll separately or pick a champion to make the roll to see how close you got to the beach in your aiming as before your ship exploded.
Okay.
How difficult to see if we're about to do a sea adventure or a land adventure.
You want to take this one, Beetlejuice?
Okay, sure. Are we helping
Alright.
each other? Is this an assist?
Yeah,
roll?
you're aiding each other, so you can either roll separately or one person with advantage.
One person with advantage sounds great.
Yeah, I'll give you the advantage.
Is this an astral vehicles check or is this a survival or a...
Astral vehicle.
You got it. 24.
Advantage is very helpful. All right. So, Corey, it's up to you. You decide, did you want to be somewhere on the border between the water and the land? Did you want to be just out in the water? What were you hoping for?
Oh yeah, we're gonna try and I don't want to sink this ship because there might be salvage here that we can use. So I want to make sure that we get a water landing, but it's not gonna that we could at least dive to get stuff if we need it.
Okay, so you want to be near the shore.
Right.
All right. Based on a roll of a 24, which is really high, yeah, you can be a few hundred yards out from the water as y'all are starting to finally plop down into the water. Bloop, 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 bloop. And then eventually, parachute guy. Your arms, by the way, are exhausted because that thing's not strapped around your chest like a
Oh, is
parachute.
it?
You're doing this.
That's hardcore. That's a hardcore thing to do.
You're like worn out. Everything hurts. Clinging to that thing.
Am I?
But also there is the sheer fear if you were to let go to try and readjust, you're dead.
Is that a level of exhaustion, sir?
You know what? I appreciate that you suggested it. I would give you an inspiration for taking the level of exhaustion, but I don't think you used your inspiration.
I have not used it
But
yet.
yes, it would be a level of exhaustion the way you did it.
Okay. I'll take that level of exhaustion. I wish there was a place on the sheet for that.
Okay. All right. So the woman with you is Melina and Eudora, of course, the other woman with you, but Melina is the sorceress, Gith. And she's going to start swimming for land. She's not having just being out in the water. Not her thing.
Probably a good plan.
Yeah, come on. Let's
Yeah.
All
do the
right.
show.
Swimming
It's
and be
100 yards
athletics, I
out.
guess.
There is a tide, technically. So there's. I'm going to need everyone to make checks. And Corey, you're at disadvantage.
Right.
So that's
Are we
athletics.
rolling athletics or what is it?
Survival.
It's athletics to swim.
Athletics.
Okay.
Running, jumping, and swimming are all athletics.
Oh,
Oh, and climbing.
wow.
Right.
Well, a 19's
Okay,
not
looks
bad.
like even at disadvantage, Corey, you managed to just pull it off. However, Kios, it's been a stressful day.
Oh dear.
You
Yep.
landed wrong in the water. You got some immediately, and then you're like, dog paddling, trying to cough it out, and you look around and you can't quite make out where everybody else went. However, Dell, based on your roll, you exceeded 20. I will allow you to make a perception check to look for other people, make sure everybody else is okay.
Yeah, let's play lifeguard here. And there we go.
All right, and you spot him just struggling. You see,
Let's go get him. Let's go get him. Do you need a separate roll for that, or?
Well, yeah, with your roll, you spot him, but because he rolled so bad, I'm going to say you're going to need a new roll to get him. Or actually, what I'll do is I'll say that he gets another roll. Go ahead and roll again, Kios.
Okay.
I think that's the best way to solve that. Yes, that's much better.
Excellent.
All right. After some time, Dell and Kios arriving last as y'all make it to the shore. All of you are pretty tired. Beetlejuice is just like going to be wiped out in the sand. The sand here is not as fine as normal beach sand. It's a little like thicker, like just like kind of like fat pieces of sand, and it's red. Feels very crunchy under your feet. It's not pleasant.
Sorry about that.
And it would make a terrible sandcastle. You feel like it would have no integrity. It is not dark, just in case you were asking.
No, I was just looking if there was a way to minimize the descriptions in my character sheet field.
All right. I figured you didn't need to make that happen, but I thought it would be funny if that was just your little way of going, I have dark vision. Everyone in D&D has dark vision.
Right?
I think the Herringen do. Obviously, the Astral Elves do. I don't remember offhand if the Gith do.
They do
Do the
not.
Gith?
I am going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Eudora goes and digs a hole in the sand. As you all, you're all kind of tired. It is. I want to say it's. You don't know where this world, so it is either a few hours from sun up or a few hours till sundown, like few being 3 in this case.
Mhm.
From your guess, assuming the sun moves in a similar relative speed to what you're used to on some of the more common core worlds.
Okay. I want to look up and make sure that we're not being pursued by that dwarven ship.
All right, perception. All right, with a 17, you see that the dwarven ship did follow down to where your ship is. The remains of your ship mostly went. You can't see your ship anymore. You do see the dwarven ship that's out there, but also with a 17, you can see there's still activity out there. You don't know what all they're doing, but you see people like scurrying about. You actually do see, I'm trying to decide, it's really far, but it does look like they are climbing down to the water on either ropes or chains or something. But you don't know exactly what they're trying to do. Most likely it's salvage, because you get the sense that they were going to wreck your ship and salvage it. That's the net guys. And then if anybody like show them a problem after the initial wrecking, you think their plan was to then just shoot the stragglers. But the initial wrecking didn't work so well. So you ruined their salvage day, you jerks. That's what you can make out.
Okay.
Beyond that, at the moment, the beach seems quiet. They
don't seem to be paying
cries of birds. They kind of like seagulls, only a little bit higher pitch and a little bit longer on each note. So it's like a seagull sound, but worse. Okay, you see some birds in the distance. They're probably making the ruckus. They look like big black birds. You really can't tell much about them from this distance. Anything else y'all are doing?
Is this the beach that we're up on? Is it like completely bare, or there's some trees nearby, or something that we can get hidden?
Yeah. All right. So there's about like good 40, 50 yards of beach from the water, and then after that, you do see a forest. The trees are have very dark trunks. There aren't many leaves. They're not evergreens. They're deciduous, which means that the leaves fall off for half the year. So they have big, thick branches that look like they probably are still alive, but they aren't currently full of leaves.
Okay.
But it looks like it would be an impediment to try and travel through that thick forest, even without the leaves.
Is it cold?
Y'all are wet, so you're kind of cold, but you feel like it's like if you get out of your wet clothes, you'll probably be all right. It's more of a temperate zone, maybe 70 degrees. I don't know what it would be in Celsius or whatever they use in Canada.
They're reverse trees.
I'll figure it out.
They're reverse trees. They lose their leaves in the summer and get them in the winter.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so...
And people here eat with their butts and poop out their mouths. Yay, everything is backwards land.
So we should try and get cover in the trees at least, just in case they decide to start looking for people, looking for survivors.
Yeah, Melina kind of raises her head up out of the sand and looks at y'all and goes, that's a good idea. She starts to get up and shake all that red sand. She doesn't seem to like it much. She's shaking it off herself.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay, Melina? That's a hell of some piloting back there.
I sensed there was something attacking my mind while we were there when I was using the helm. I sensed a presence. I didn't understand it, but it was making it very hard to steer the ship. But then the ship started to right itself. It was very strange because she couldn't see you guys.
I too felt that presence. It was almost as if undeath was involved.
something was trying to make me make the ship more of a target, and it was very confusing. It was constant jumble of thoughts. I'm sorry. I feel like I failed you, all of you. And she looks around. I guess everyone else.
It's not the first time I lost a ship.
Well, she like takes the piece of helm off and unstraps it, and I guess that's not important anymore, and just kind of tosses it out on the beach.
So you said these guys, these dwarves, are putting chains in the water and are gonna salvage the stuff that went into the water.
If Del shared that, then yeah, that's what's basically going on.
Okay.
It looks like they're dropping down to the water on what's either ropes or chains. You can't really tell. They're dropping lines and they're sinking down in the water with their little dwarven bodies.
Sucks. I was hoping that I could salvage that ship.
Well, they have another ship to take them out there to go do it, so it's a little easier for them.
I thought they were worried with the other piece of the ship and didn't track us down here.
You didn't get it. Well, y'all kind of fell free from the ship. They're going after the stuff that landed in the water, and y'all are swimming out of the water.
No. I mean, I thought they were when the ship broke up in above the world. That they went after the bigger piece of the ship, and as we fell, they just hopefully lost track of us because they were dealing with that other piece of the ship. But I guess not.
Maybe it didn't fall that far apart from the other part.
Maybe. No, I mean, okay. Did both of the pieces of the ship land in the water or something?
Yeah.
Oh, so
they were
still
angled the same direction, even though they were cracked in half. So they still would have. I mean, they wouldn't have landed right next to each other, but they still went in the water.
Okay. No, I was just wondering if we have an opportunity to salvage the piece we had rather than the other piece.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a 50-50. You feeling odd or even there, Corey?
I'm always odd, buddy.
I agree. All right. No, they went for the other piece. So the side that you were on is where the helm was. It wasn't visible to them. So they think that maybe it was in the front, in the hull, and they went off to the front of the ship, where y'all were at the back.
Our spell jamming person is Melina?
Yes.
I'll ask her if the piece of ship we had, is there anything salvageable on there? Is there any sort of cargo we could use?
Well, the Spelljammer helm is cracked. The literal helm part wasn't even attached anymore. I don't know. I mean, if you're asking what's in the cargo area, I don't really know what all we had there. I know there was a lot of money and goods.
I was hoping to put our ship down in a place where we could at least dive for it later. I need to rest before I do that.
I don't think our ship's going to fly again.
I was not trying to salvage the ship. Just perhaps some of the things on the ship that could help us either contact some help or maybe buy ourselves a new ship. Something, anything.
Well, there's the ship we're here for.
That's true. There is a ship down here. Do we have a map of where it is?
Kinda. She points to her own head.
Right. Anybody got a hammer? We'll crack it. No, I'm kidding.
I was given an image that I could focus on to sail us towards it. But now I'm just going to have to go by memory, and we'll have to walk it.
Then I suggest we get going. Because I don't think there's anything else we can do here. Is there
Unfortunately, she doesn't have that Outlander background with the perfect map thing. Like, whatever, I saw the aerial photos and the satellite photos of the planet. We're good to go.
There isn't a town on your map where we could rest. I'm perfectly capable of resting out in
It's
the
not.
wilderness.
It's not that kind of map. More like I was shown mentally how to get there from space to the planet to there. We're gonna come at it from land, so it won't be as easy.
Right, right.
And no, I wasn't really told about any towns around here, and there might be.
Well, I suggest. I don't know. Perhaps we should find a higher vantage point to get bearings on where we are and move from there.
Yeah, are there any good-sized trees?
Oh yeah, plenty of trees. There's a whole forest.
After Quijos gets the water out of his armor, says thanks to Dell, I'm gonna climb a tree. See if
All
I
right.
can scout out somewhere to go.
Does everybody go ahead and move towards the forest then? I know it was
Definitely.
already stated earlier that we ought to. So.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
I mean, we got to
As
get
y'all
off this.
go into the forest, Keo, go ahead and give me your athletics to hop up that tree. All right.
Nine.
So climbing a tree is not terribly difficult, but you're just having trouble finding perches, like a good place to grab each. You're like, ah. It's just minorly frustrating. You were able to get like partially up a tree, and then you're like, there are any good branches up here to keep going. You're only about 15 feet in the air. You still can't see above the treetops because you're not high enough. You might have to look for another tree, unless you have some climbing claws or something like that.
No, he'll climb back down and say, I think we should go this way.
Why?
Malia just kind of shrugs and starts going that way.
Wait, shouldn't you tell?
Why? What's in that direction?
Didn't seem terrible.
Shouldn't you tell Melina what you saw, and then she can interpret that on what she thinks the direction we should go is?
Well, Melina, you just have like a sense of the thing that we're looking for, right? It's kind of more of a directional sense.
It's more like, imagine you were sitting at the front of our ship, if it were still flying, and you're soaring through the air. Everything that you would see as we get closer to the planet, if we were right on target, and then as you get closer and the ship lands, you can still see the target, and you have so that image was given to me so that I could follow it and recreate it as the navigator.
Excellent.
Since we're no longer on that course, I'd have to find things that are similar to we lost Sarah. Well, poop.
I have a question then. The location we're looking for, is it in forested areas, mountainous areas? Is it on the coast? Is it in a desert?
Oh,
Are
it
we
was
anywhere near it?
It was inland. Let me think back. And she starts to describe it basically from memory. It almost sounds like monotone, like her own personal personality is being like just held down, and she's just repeating exactly what she sees, almost robot-like. And she describes it as you soar through space, and she describes some sectors that you've already obviously passed through, until you see, and she gives you a general description of the planet that you landed on, which, while similar to Earth, the land areas had a lot of red on them instead of what you see on Earth, which is mostly greens and browns. And a lot of that is red and gray. And as she describes it, she breaks for a moment and says, I think from where we landed, we're near the right landmass. We would need to go inland. Well, if I was to draw it, and then she looks around and finds a rock and just makes a circle in the dirt and says, all right, this landmass in the center of it maybe is where we need to head towards. And we're here, and then she points to another spot. Basically, if you were looking at a flat map, you need to go left from where she's pointing. Like, here's the water. Go west.
Got it. Okay. Excellent. So I guess we start going that way, and since I'm the ranger, I'll make sure that we keep heading in the same direction and not get turned around.
All right.
Like I was saying, that way. I mean, that way.
Not that way, you fool! That way!
All right. Y'all get going. And this hood is really making my hair do weird things. There we go. I hadn't actually tried the GM hood before. Okay, so y'all start just march through the trees. You had about 3 hours until it gets, as it turns out, you're able to tell it's getting darker, not lighter. As you were walking through the trees, Corey, you're taking the lead as the ranger.
Yeah.
Make a survival check for me.
Does anybody have survival as well that would like to assist me? Thank you, because that'll go from disadvantage to normal at least. Because I am fatigued.
Well, then why don't I head it up?
Because I rolled a 17.
All right.
All right, fair.
So, Bill, you can tell that Beetlejuice is looking kind of ragged, but he does know what he's talking about. But there's still points where you're just like, the trail. I think the trail you're looking at is over here, and I think that's that. And there's a point where you both go, the tracks in front of us are worrying. As you see the tracks
I'd like
in
to
front of you.
suggest then, if we may, we should find somewhere to hole up for a few hours, get some rest. As long as we're reasonably sure we're safe from our pursuers, if they're even going to pursue, get some rest, and then we can head further on when we're more fresh.
Well, that would be great, except these new tracks are probably a creature that the game master was going to describe.
Well, yeah, you would say basically from the tracks, it looks very much like what you've seen on many worlds. Alligators, crocodiles have similar tracks, like something like that. And what's worrying about it really is just that you're guessing this thing's probably about 25 feet long.
Right. We're dealing with a dragon or a dinosaur or something.
Also, as you are headed through this, the ground is becoming somewhat more marshy. You've landed in evil Florida.
Is there any other kind?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Just Florida.
Or the evil way.
All right. So you all want to make camp? Is that the plan?
I think we should find somewhere that's reasonable to camp down and get some rest. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Survivor checks if y'all like.
I'll help the druid. I'll help Dell with an assist. So
I feel like as he's exhausted, he's helping, but I don't know if you should necessarily get advantage. Maybe like a +3.
Well,
So do it as a normal roll and you just add 3?
Yeah, I think that seems fair.
All right, fair. Well, 21 before your add 3. So that brings it to a 24.
He's still super useful. He can't be kept down. He can fall from space with a sheet and some wood, and he's fine.
it's not a sheet. It's canvas. It's sailing canvas.
It's a sheet of canvas. Not all sheets are made out of like cotton.
You can't do that with Spider-Man bed sheets.
That sounds like the voice of experience.
I'll have you know.
I wouldn't doubt it, actually.
And I thought the cape would make me fly.
I think we've all jumped off that roof.
I didn't. I listened to Mr. Rogers.
I was a little cowardly. I did not jump off a roof. I just jumped off a bed and I hurt my leg. It's a little ankle thing, you know. I was all right after a while. So, Yeah, y'all go ahead and you make camp. With that roll, you manage to find a place that's a little bit up from the marshy areas, a little drier, and you don't see any tracks of anything in the area that looks dangerous. So hopefully this is not that gator monster's route. It doesn't look like it is. So yeah, y'all make your camp and you can bed down for the night. Do you all want to take watches, or do you just want to trust that you made a perfect camp?
No,
I think we need
we
some
should
kind of a
take
watch
watches.
rotation.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
as the exhausted person, I should get a full night's rest before taking a watch. So I'll take
Right,
the
so
last
you take
one.
the last watch.
Yeah, I'll take the last watch.
Yes.
Good.
Sounds
You're on breakfast detail.
Excellent. Well, I'll get food. Yeah.
All right.
I'm perfectly willing to take the first watch.
All right. You're gonna take first watch alone, and who's gonna take second?
I'll take second.
Okay.
I'll take third. That's fine.
All right. Eudora will volunteer to sit up with. I'm sorry, not Eudora. Melina will volunteer to sit up with Eudora.
Okay.
Um,
So that's 4 watches, so that should be about 2.5 hours each. Should be fine.
oh yeah.
Everybody will get lots of rest.
You know, I've had different groups like go into long arguments about how watches are not actually important. They're like, no, you see, here's the deal. It only says that you have to be not exerting yourself. I'm like, you don't have to sleep. We could all just stay awake and just take watches and just like, oh, now I'll let you do that.
I would just want to say, go ahead, try it. Having sat watch, no. The mid's watch is always the suckiest one as well.
They try to make the 4-hour argument like we'll just have 2 watches, 4 and 4, and we're just totally resting. If nothing's happening, then it counts. It's resting.
Yes,
all right.
but you're still awake.
There's an annoying bird squawking. It's not restful.
Yeah.
So, y'all take your watches. We'll go start with I guess it was Kios.
I took first watch.
Oh, sorry, Del, then Kios, then Eudora.
All right.
Del, give me a perception check real quick. Also, I need to make a different roll. Okay. All right, and then all right. So for Del for the first watch, it goes by fairly peacefully. As a druid, especially Circle of Stars, you say that you'll notice first of all that the stars are not out, that it's become cloudy at night.
Mm-hmm.
There are times when it's thin enough and wispy enough that you can see through. You can see some stars, which I imagine you would find reassuring as a druid of the stars. The moon itself is kind of a yellowish, and it gives you an almost sick feeling. Like everything about this planet seems to just suck. The sand is not very good. The sand is like too coarse and too thick to do anything with.
And it gets
It doesn't
everywhere.
look like it supports life well. You're clearly in whatever their winter is, even though it's a temperate zone, because the trees have no leaves. Like there is life here. There's weeds and nastiness, and there's moss growing on stuff, but it's not the lush, verdant forest that you would have probably preferred to have to camp in. It's just everything here is kind of awful. Even the moon is kind of gross looking.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, though, you get that kind of like almost too quiet sense. Yeah, I'll say as a druid, yeah, you kind of pick up on maybe there's a predator out, that there's a lot of quiet because the smaller creatures are like, I don't make a noise tonight. That kind of sense.
Okay.
But you don't pick up on anything like attacking, and after a couple hours, you're like, yeah, all right, and wake up, Kios.
Just be mindful, Kios. It's awfully quiet, as though there's some predators nearby, so be watchful for that.
I will do. Thank you.
Kios immediately pulls out his loot.
If only. That would be fun. No, he'll stoke up the fire real big and mostly and just keep an ear out, listening while he does his daily prayers and meditations.
All right. Go ahead and give me your perception check.
3.
No, you were really deep in those prayers. Really communing, you know. And,
Don't do your prayers while you're on watch.
all right. Your time goes by fairly quiet. You don't really notice anything, as Dice said so. And after a while, you're like, well, I guess this is just an easy night. But you can use some more rest.
Yeah. I'll go and wake up Eudora. It's pretty calm and peaceful. I'm gonna get some
It
sleep.
stays that way.
Yeah. I think it'll be fine.
All right. Eudora, go ahead and make your roll and
Yes.
describe what you're up to during your watch.
Just basically going to be chilling, keeping an eye out everywhere.
All right. Perception check.
I knew it. I knew you were going to do it on my watch.
Everybody roll a perception check.
Okay, hang on.
If it's coming up for you, it's not coming up for me, just so you know. Or if you haven't rolled it
Yeah,
yet.
it's running really slow, I think.
I mean,
Is my video running or is it frozen?
it's frozen.
It's frozen again.
I think-
It's slow.
Staggers.
Yeah.
I think the best option
That
is
is
for the
very
game master
annoying.
to roll.
Very, very annoying.
I think
Yeah, I noticed that like when I get impatient and I hit the button again, then like 2 of them will pop up, but it won't come up until then, which is
Can you
dumb.
lower the resolution on your face so that it'll speed up the rest of your connection?
really think
How do
the
I
best
do
option.
that?
Pixelate yourself, you know.
I think the best option is for the game master to roll her rolls.
I'm fine with that if you are.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Is there a way to like lower the resolution on this or no?
I was joking. I was saying you lowered
Oh,
no, not. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I'm like, if there's some setting to fix this, please tell me what it is.
All right. Here's your perception.
Nice. Well, Sarah's finally came up.
Oh, it came up right after.
Yes, that was a good
before I
one.
did it? Nice. Well, we'll go with yours.
Okay.
This is slightly before mine. All right, you sit down. You kind of like, snuggle into your spot there and start looking around. And almost immediately, you see that there is someone, like a silhouette of someone sitting in the trees, like in the dark. You just make it out because you're infravision. You can see the dark, or ultravision, or some sort of dark vision. And what you see is just basically an outline of a shape, but the color is slightly off because you can see the heat coming from them. And you're like, wait, no. All right, no, I think it says, does it say black and white? I think you see in black.
No,
and
it's just that you see better, more like an owl.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then, yeah, you just make out the shape of someone who is sitting cross-legged, also chilling, observing your party. They are sitting cross-legged, their heads kind of lowered down, and they have a hood and a face that kind of comes forward to a point. You thinking beak maybe, or really creepy mask. But whoever it is just sitting out there, possibly watching y'all, and certainly facing you. You can't really make out the eyes because of the hood. But with a 25, their stealth spot is not so stealthy for you.
Okay. Well, I would have all my weapons near me. I would go ahead and grab my bow and point it at them and say, "Who goes there?"
All right. As soon as you're pulling the bow and drawing it back and knocking your arrow, the person starts to scramble. You say, "Who goes there?" Kios, you were just about to nod off. You're like, "What?"
Huh?
Your other two can make perception rolls to wake up. So can Melina. Beetlejuice is, of course, at disadvantage if he wants to make a perception roll to wake up.
I'm not asleep. I elf trance.
I'll make Melina's.
Elf trance.
Ditto, but
Del,
Alright.
you should also be in elf trance. You don't have to wake up.
yeah,
Oh, that's
but
true. You have the
the
elf
effects
chance
are
thing going.
basically the same.
But
It's just that we only need 4 hours of it instead of 8.
Yeah. We remain semi-conscious. Okay. So what are we rolling?
Yeah.
A perception
well,
check?
she wasn't.
Yeah.
Eudora wasn't trying to be stealthy when she said, "Who goes there?" So you can just hear
No.
that.
Am I still at
If
disadvantage?
someone is being stealthy, you would need the perception check.
Am I still at disadvantage?
There's nothing to roll because you're an elf. I forgot about that.
Okay.
You would have to roll if they were being stealthy, but you don't have to roll because you heard Eudora say, "Who goes there?"
Okay.
So you can just crack an eye open. However, if you take actions, it will negate your
Got it.
feeling better. You have to keep it chill.
Hold up. Actually, if we're doing like the 4-hour trance thing, which I think is what it says, it's only 4 hours instead of
Oh, he's
instead
already
of
done.
8, then he's already done.
Yeah.
He is
We've gone
done.
through 2 full watches, which we
Cheating
said
elves.
were 2.5 hours each.
Yep.
Cheating elves. All right, fine.
No.
He's fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to pursue the person. What should I roll?
You can. She's scrambling to get up. This is all happening because you said something, but this also
Yeah.
at the same time. So she's scrambling to get up and get and move. You don't know if it's coming towards you or run away, but you already have the arrow knocked. Do you want to let the arrow go or do you want to close?
No, I'm gonna try to close the distance.
Okay. Then just roll an initiative with me. We'll see who can get away, if she can get away or
Okay.
do something before you get to her.
I don't actually know if it's a friend or foe, so I'm not gonna shoot just yet.
That's fair. Totally fair. What is her? There you go.
But I do want to know who the heck was watching us.
Okay. All right. And then everybody else, your initiatives will kind of go off next round, except Kihos, because he really was actually already awake.
Eventually, it
Oh,
will
wait.
pop
And
up.
then I guess y'all are elves. So everybody just get up. I don't care. Melina's getting up next round. Sleepy. All right. Sarah, did you roll your initiative?
I did, but it doesn't look like it popped up. Let me try it. Let me try rolling it again.
Well, I'll roll it. Because it's going to pop up. It'll just pop up later. So
I have a +3.
all right. Did it go?
Oh, yeah. See, every time I hit the second time, they both pop up.
All right.
Yeah, but it's not popping up for us.
I see my version of hers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My first one was an 8.
Okay. I still don't see your 8.
It actually says you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no
Oh, we're
valid
not using a
token was
map at the
selected.
moment, so don't worry about that.
Does that mean
But
that I hit the wrong button or something?
No.
No.
You don't have a token highlighted because we're not using.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, the first one was an 8.
All right, so she is 30 feet away from y'all, so that actually puts her in range of everybody who wants to run at her. And I didn't roll particularly amazing, I don't think. So looks like Truly Evil Bob is first, Beetlejuice.
All right. There's somebody we're supposed to be running after?
Well, you heard who goes there, and you can see that Eudora is looking off into the woods. You would probably need to make a perception check to spot what she's looking at.
I will do so.
But no longer at disadvantage.
Nope,
No.
I don't see anything.
You look into the woods and blackness.
Okay, so I'll just move next to Eudora to back her up. Does a perception check take up my regular action?
If you're actively looking, yeah. Otherwise, because if you're not using it as an action, we use your
Passive perception. Yeah. So I'll just move next to Eudora, and that'll be my turn then. I looked around, didn't see anything. Move next to Eudora. That's where the action's happening. I'll be there.
Alright.
Pull my shield out.
Let's see. Kios has a 7, and Dell has an 8, and Sarah, you had a
8.
8 also? Okay. You said you had an 8. I rolled a 9 for you, and I never saw yours. So you can go on 9. It doesn't matter to me. However,
Well,
I think
either way, it doesn't really matter.
She's
Pretty
got a higher
close.
initiative bonus than me anyway, so she'd get to go before me regardless.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 9. Nobody rolled amazing except the guy who didn't see anything. So, on 9, the figure sees y'all jumping up and will quickly move behind the tree, granting partial cover. She will, her hands come up and she is chanting in a language that I don't think any of you understand, but I will double check.
What's the language?
I know primordial. Well, he was not going to tell us what the language is.
Oh, wait. Who speaks primordial?
I do.
You know what? I think Eudora does too. All right. So, people that speak primordial, the primordial language, so that you know what it is, so everybody's clear on this, primordial is an elemental language that is a base of all the elements. Not like Ignan, which is only one of the elements. Primordial is kind of all of them.
My favorite...
So we'll say this elemental language is being spoken with a negative energy accent? Is that how that works?
My favorite
As opposed
enemy
to
is
those fiery
elementals.
accents.
My favorite enemy is elementals. That's why I speak primordial.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. All right. So she's casting a spell. You think she's cast a spell and she's holding it, but unless you know what the spell is, it doesn't necessarily mean you know what's about to happen.
I don't have.
But you get the
Arcana.
sense it's an attack spell.
Yeah.
But she is holding it.
Can I make an Arcana roll to get a feel for what it might be?
Do you speak primordial?
No, but I am a spellcaster with Arcana skills, so I kind of get a sense of it. Perhaps.
All right, I'll let you, but I'm going to put it a higher thing because you don't actually know the words.
Or disadvantage.
Sure.
Seems fair.
Just normal roll? Disadvantage?
No, I just set the difficulty higher because you don't know the words that she's saying.
Good enough.
Roll Arcana. And look at you being all smart. All right, you don't know what she's saying, but you get the general gist that she is definitely holding an attack spell, just like those that speak primordial. I'll put you on the same level as them with that roll.
All right.
She's not unarmed. She is ready to blow y'all away with something, but you don't know what the something is. All right, and then let's see who is next after 9.
That would be me.
Okay,
So I'm going to call the Arcana check my action.
that's your action, and then you want to move, or do you have a bonus action?
I'm just going to move in closer to Eudora and Beetlejuice there.
Okay.
Right, great. So the area effect will get all of us.
Ooh.
I have a feeling it's not going to come to that. But
All right. Who's left here? Who hasn't gone? Eudora and Kihos?
Yeah.
Kihos was a 7. Eudora, you're before that.
Yeah, I'm just I'm gonna try to close the distance, but I'm not gonna shoot.
All right.
I'm just trying to get a hold of whoever it is and figure out what's going on.
All right. Do you want to angle it so that she no longer can count the tree as cover? Like, move sideways?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, Kihos, are you still with us?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were frozen. You were actually literally holding the same face.
I was in character. He just finished his shift on lookout with a 3, so I think he was pretty tired. So he's gonna hit the snooze button for round 1 and just kind of see if he can sit this round 1 out.
Eudora's like, who goes there? And you just kind of smack her, shut up. Roll over.
It's fine. It's fine.
And Melina is not an elf and was not half awake, and therefore she's just gonna get up and try to figure out what's going on, and that's she'll be in the initiative next round. All right, and then let's see. She had an held action. She didn't release the spell. So we go back to the top of the round. Beetlejuice.
Okay, now that this character out there is chanting, do I know where they're at or what's going
You have
on?
a general sense of the direction. I mean, you still haven't really spotted her, but you could close in and look. Also, Eudora is kind of like pointing her out, like literally has an arrow pointing like right there.
Yeah.
So you have like a pretty good sense, but she did also purposely move behind a tree in the dark.
So
I'm basically like, you there.
I'll try and flank the other direction.
Oh yeah.
I'm not very good with charisma, but they haven't unleashed any sort of spell yet.
True.
So, I'll say, I guess I'll say something. Man, pirates are not good at being like, I'll use pirate talk. I'll speak in primordial, and I'll say, you want to parlay? Or do you want to start a fight?
Okay. Not really her action yet, but you've said that. Do you want to make a persuasion check?
Yes.
Whip out that charisma.
Okay, that's very terrible. Like I
Nailed
said,
it.
I'm a pirate. Not good at that.
Just randomly, for no reason, called her the B word.
You know, you want to talk,
Why did I say
bitch?
that? That's not right.
Or you want to fight? Actually, I'll use my inspiration for this. Why not?
All right, cool.
I guess I should have done that before the roll. I don't know. How does inspiration...
No, inspirations anytime you want.
I mean, it just gives you advantage. What it does is it gives you advantage on the
No,
roll.
it literally lets you re-roll, so you can call it after.
I don't think that's right, but that's fine. That's the wrong button. I hit...
But you survive.
I did survive. Right, yeah!
Oh, that's great. You're like, look me. Oh, I shouldn't say that. All right, slut. Here's what we're doing. That's not what I need. I'm the worst.
Well,
We
I
should make a
tried.
parachute.
Well, elementals are my favorite enemy, so I probably hate them. So I'm probably saying racial
Maybe
epithets.
Like, also
Like,
is a
Beetlejuice,
ranger
shut
who
up! You're
hates
screwing this up.
Like, who doesn't hate elementals and therefore learns their language? I hate you so much, I've mastered your culture.
Negative.
Why do you use the spoon on the left? All right, so that happened. Now we'll go all the 9s and 8s and 7s. I go on 9. Did anyone actually beat 9? I don't think so.
Hey,
All right,
Sarah's
so-
initiative finally came up.
She she's going to recast the spell and hold it. But let's see. I'm being flanked here. Oh, I need to roll Melina's initiative. Almost forgot. She gets to go eventually. And she has a +1. Oh, look at that. I kind of skipped her, so I'm just going to do Melina real quick. She is... she's going to cast Dancing Lights and send them into the forest. Just like, let's see what's going on. And as she says it, and her hands go like this, these 3 little motes sail forward. And basically, you can all now see into the forest, and you can see the woman behind the tree. I guess you're not sure if it's a woman or not. You see a figure behind the tree, and the thing is, it looks more like a mask than it does a beat. Now that you can get a good look at it, very reminiscent of. Is anyone familiar with the Plague Doctor mask? I assume we all know what that is. It's the big beaked mask. She appears to be wearing heavy robes. You can't tell if there's a leather or just a thick cloth underneath the robes, but then the robes are over it, kind of draped down. Her hands are gloved, and the voice is a gravelly feminine voice, and she is doing this, and you can you see that there is a dark energy kind of crackling around her fingers. For those that have flanked her and can see her from either side of the tree. And that'll be Melina's turn. She's not going to bother to bonus or move. She just made some lights and checked it out. Which brings us to 9. She recast then on everybody else was going on 8 and 7. So whoever was first of you guys.
I'm just gonna hold my position and yell out, "Identify yourself, friend or foe."
All right. Del and Kios. I don't remember which.
I mean, I've got the arrow cocks, so you know.
Friend or foe?
All right, I got that.
I'll put my hand on my the hilt of my scimitar ready to draw it, but I'm not going to pull it just yet. I'm just kind of waiting to see how this is all playing out.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to say this. Eudora,
Mm-hmm.
when she started to cast and she started speaking a language, that is when you realized you knew that language.
Ah,
I
okay.
forgot your background. That's when you're like, I know what she's saying. I think she's saying she's going to hit me with a spell. I don't like that at all, but I know what she's
All
saying.
right.
And then you understood everything that Beetlejuice said.
Okay.
All right, Kihos?
Well, he's a man of action, so I think he should just kind of keep his eyes closed until there's action.
Really, dude?
I love that.
Well, if he gets up, he would attack right away. That's like he throws first, but everyone's holding, so he's just trying to get some sleep. He likes his beauty rest.
He's very zen, which is weird because that's the gift Zerai, not the gift Yankee. They're literally the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, basically at this point, it's like, are you here to attack us? Because if you are, let's fight. But if not, say so.
Could just be stoned. All right, I'm loving it. Nah, it's all great. All right, at this point, as we all seem to be in like a Mexican standoff. I really don't know. I apologize if it is. She'll finally say, "You've come to my lands. Who are you?" And she'll say it in... Actually, you've only spoken to her in Primordial, I think, at this point. So she'll say it in Primordial. Anyone?
Oh, are we out of combat rounds? I thought we could.
No, well, I said that we're all just kind of standing there, Mexican standoff style, so we'll just start talking.
So, yeah. So can we talk or?
Yes.
Okay.
So what's she saying?
She wants to know who we are. I'll say back in Primordial that we're shipwrecked survivors of whatever our ship name was.
Weird Hammer.
Yes, we're shipwrecked survivors of the Weird Hammer.
All right, she studies y'all for a minute. Says, and she's still kind of chanting and like keeping the crackle going because there's still an arrow being pointed at her.
I'll just look at her and go, I'll lower my weapon if you stop yours. But I'll say that in Primordial if I can talk in Primordial, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, then I'll say it to her in Primordial.
All right. When you say that, she'll slowly lower her hands, and you see that it looks like it's starting to fade.
Okay, yeah, I'll lower my arrow as she does that.
Like she's like her beak is pointed right at Eudora. Like she is definitely watching you to see if you're like full of crap and gonna shoot her.
Nah.
All right. And Del, I know you have Arcane, right? Or Arcana?
Yep.
And then Eudora, you do too. If you two would like to make rolls to identify the spell, at this point you can. Because you both have moved to a place where you can see her doing it.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Sarah's popped up. Cool. All right. Yeah, both of you recognize it is a spell called Witch Bolt.
Ah.
A little unusual. Normally, Witch Bolt is crackling like purple lightning. Hers looked darker, like almost like a black energy, but you're pretty sure it was Witch Bolt. In Eudora, yeah, because you both are trained in Arcana and understood the language that she was speaking, you're positive that is a variant of Witch Bolt. There is, since it is primordial that you know, you think that there's an elemental difference to the way she's casting it. You're not sure exactly why or why there's a flavor difference, but yeah, it probably would have hurt like lightning.
But she's definitely released it at this point.
Released as in release
like
the energy.
Let it go, yeah.
I'll
if
look
so,
at her
then
and
I'm
say,
just going to turn around and go sit by the fire and say, well, then come along then, and we'll sit and talk this out.
Yeah, I'll say to her,
slowly.
we're not here to hurt anyone.
All right. She slowly nods and will start walking kind of hunchback over there. Just like pulls the dancing lights over, but there's already a fire, so she just kind of leaves them up higher and around just to kind of create slightly more ambient light.
When Eudora says we're not here to hurt anybody, I give her a weird eyebrow, but I let it go. Like, that's not technically true, but.
And you didn't know that Eudora spoke that language because she didn't know she spoke it. So
I don't know what a lot of people can do. Figuring that out as I go too.
Yeah.
All right, everybody is gathered by the fire. She looks at you all and says, I did see the ship crash from the sky. That was you? There were two ships.
It was.
Yeah, the other one
was the one that died.
There was a fight. We unfortunately lost.
Where are you from if you came from the sky?
Heaven. We're angels.
You want to make a lie check there?
Yeah, sure.
Deceive me, sir.
4.
She kind of like groans at you and like turns her head away. All right. She leaves her mask on for now. It's just you think she's studying y'all, but you're not entirely sure. Just like trying to get a read on someone who's really with sunglasses is hard. Full face covering even harder.
So, other than the fact that her head is covered like that, can we see like skin, like on her hands or arms?
She's wearing gloves. She's wearing a hooded like cloak over. Now that you can see it by the firelight, she is wearing. It looks like a leather underneath. It looks like it's made from some sort of beast with very thick gray skin.
Okay.
But beyond that, you're not real sure. You don't know the general animals of this world. But she's wearing gray leather underneath the hooded cloak, and she has gloves on. And if you check out her feet are also covered in leather. She got boots on.
So she's pretty much fully covered that way, but you can get a rough estimate of her shape, height, build.
Her voice is kind of like a hoarse feminine voice, like you think it's a woman, but she definitely was a smoker.
Okay.
Her build, maybe gaunt, broad-shouldered, probably about 5'8", 5'9", or do they? In Canada, they use feet.
We still use feet and inches for people's heights and weights and such.
Oh, okay, good.
We're a weird mixture of measurement units.
Well, everyone that dumps on the U.S. for using those, I gotta point out those were the king's measurements. We didn't start it; we just kept it.
Except that an American inch is different than an imperial inch. An American gallon is different than an imperial gallon.
Wow.
Did not know that.
So,
yeah, it gets messy.
And here's the thing: those people in Europe started the measurements, and they decided, nah, we're gonna use something else. So what does that make us?
When every country uses the same name for the measurement, but the measurement itself is markedly different.
That's crazy.
That's why they switched to a single standard.
Yeah.
Because then everybody was using the same one.
But at least we don't measure our milk in bags.
Bags are handy. There's less waste.
Yes, but it's hard to pour out of a bag.
Nope. You gotta.
I know. You put it in a cart. You have a jug, and then you just wrap the bag around it, and you put the top on.
Nope.
Figures Corey's got to argue with the Canadian.
You snip the tips, and it's all good.
How do you put it down then?
Something to argue about, don't you, Corey?
How do you put the bag down then?
You put the bag into the jug. It's an open at the top jug.
Okay.
You snip the two corners. You're good.
Still too many steps for Corey. I haven't seen the bag.
Apparently.
For it. I keep mine in a skin made from a goat.
Oh, really? You don't have that Viking horn anymore?
I actually gave that to my son. He got excited about it, and all right, we can have it. Although he does try to blow it sometimes, and I'm like, ooh, we live in an apartment. We have neighbors. All right, so she's sitting there. She asked who y'all were. Y'all said kind of who you were.
Yeah, we're from the stars.
Just sitting quietly,
all over the place up in the stars.
Well, ships can get into the stars.
Mm-hmm.
With the right magic. You're not lying, but I still need a persuasion check because you are trying to tell her something that she has not seen. Like, no, you see, you just put the key in it and turn it, and the engine starts. What? Then the car just and the horses
with
are
the right magic.
You see, these magic boxes have all of the world's knowledge on them.
Yes, sure they do. Yeah, you're getting the sense that she thinks y'all are trying to talk down to her and like make up stuff. She's just not buying your legendary tales. There is no bard amongst you.
For what it's worth, I was speaking in common, and I'm not even sure if she could understand me, but because she's only been using primordial up to this point.
You could make an insight check to tell if she's paying attention to you or not. Won't tell you for sure if she knows the words, but
Well, you do know that initially when I called out in common, and she responded. So that implies
well, she responded to a voice.
Well, true.
With your insight of 21, she definitely was looking at you, and after you finished your statement, the shrug on her shoulders was very much a, just no.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
So she understood, just didn't believe. That's fair.
That's her physical gestures. You're pretty sure that was her indication that you are full of crap. Which implies that she didn't know what
Which is fair, yeah.
Outside of her experience, I get that.
Melina is like, you have magic. I have magic. Some magic comes from the stars. It's not inconceivable that we can go there. She's going to try what she thinks is a pretty simple explanation. Although she's kind of charismatic because her magic requires it. Mm-hmm. She does have a tendency to be kind of blunt and get annoyed with people, though. And that bluntness is just there. She's tired. She's annoyed. She wants to go back to bed.
You know what? I'll look at her and I'll say, we come from various places. As you can see, we're not all the same race. And I'll just kind of gesture to myself.
Yeah, you have the big bunny ears. Melina's not wearing anything on her head anymore, so she just kind of just looks and, clearly she's Gith. Kios is Gith. Got two Astral Elves.
Let's be honest, we're from various places.
Now that we got out of the way who we are, I have two questions. Who are you, and why are you wearing that getup? And should we be wearing that getup? Is there a weather? Is there acid rain here that would miasmas that could kill us? What's going on here?
There are times when the fog builds, that is, that breathing hurts. This helps with that, and she indicates the mask. I load it with various herbs that make it easier to breathe.
Where can I get one of those masks?
Well, mine came from the hide. She describes the hide of a creature that sounds very much like a cow.
I keep an eye out for those red cows.
And then she taps the slightly red, as you're looking at it closer. There's a slight red tint to the lens in the eye hole. And she goes, "This is heated sand." And she starts to explain how you heat sand to make glass, because she figures y'all are full of shit. You probably don't know how things work. But she is accurate in her explanation of how you make glass. She went to the Renaissance Fair. She saw that one guy blowing glass. She just spent the day hanging with him.
And what do we call you? They call me Ramush Beetlejuice, but you can just call me Beetlejuice. This is Del Starwind, Kios, Eudora, and Melina.
Chara. Yeah. Chara.
It's a pleasure.
It's from down here in the throat. Chara. Well, if you are from here and you don't mean any harm, then you should know that you are in my area. These are my lands.
So what?
So
We
if
give
you
you.
hunt here, I get a portion of what you take. And she just crosses her arms and looks very resolute, like this is a totally fair explanation.
Sounds fair to me. Tell you what, why don't we just pay you a little bit of tribute, and then we can just we can take as much of the kill as we want. Then
All right. She looks at you and goes, "What kind of tribute?"
I got gold. You like gold?
Gold. I use gold.
All right. I don't know how long or big your area is. I'll pull out 3 gold pieces and say, is this enough of a tribute or a tax to go through your lands?
She takes your 3 gold and she looks at it. She looks at it by the firelight. Never seen these coins. These will do.
All right.
Well, I will return to my home, and you may pass through my land. But if you take anything, it is not yours to take. I will come for you.
But we can hunt and eat.
You may hunt and eat.
Thank you.
And she gets up and she's going to start walking away. All right, she's gone.
Oh.
Let's see if anybody's following her.
Okay. Before she goes, I will say one last question before you go.
Hmm?
We're heading in this direction. We saw tracks of a great beast.
Oh. Describe the tracks.
I described the tracks.
All right. She thinks for a moment. And then she says, dire gator.
Okay, we'll steer clear of that. That doesn't sound too good. If we keep going that way, who controls the lands beyond your area going that direction? Who should we seek out?
Beyond the forest? Beyond the forest, there's the Red Desert. Beyond the Red Desert, the Grey Mountains. I don't control any of that. The Red Desert has large scorpions. The Grey Mountains. There's a race of people with feathers, wings. They fly.
Right. Okay. This doesn't sound. I turn back to everybody. I don't like deserts. No water. We might want to.
Is that what she was saying?
That's what she was saying. I say, there's the direction we're going. There's a big old desert. No water. No water at all.
Would she be willing to get us through, to lead us through her lands?
I yell. I go back. Can we get a guide? Do you know a guide that can help us through these through the deserts and mountains?
I might be able to help you find a guide for the desert. I don't go. I've never gone to the mountains.
We'll be willing to pay for a guide as well.
She puts her hand out.
Oh. Well then. I look at everybody else.
He snores.
I give her 2 more gold pieces.
Leo's like, "Oh, I left my pouch in my quarters. I didn't really have time to pack. I was spell jamming. It sounds like I'm doing a dance."
The next time we get loot, I'm counting this from the loot to pay back before we divide it equally. Just saying. Okay, I give her 2 more gold.
All right. She'll take the 4 gold and say, "I will I'll take you to the edge of my lands, to where I think you will find a guide to the desert. Or as she says it in that gravelly voice that's starting to bother my throat. And that's it. I guess y'all can finish your sleeping. Everybody can be at full up. Get your breakfast as they send the ranger out. Go get your breakfast.
Can we recover our missing hit points?
Yes. For my full night's
Okay.
rest, everybody is full up on hit points.
All right.
If you need to pray or study a book or whatever you got to do for spells, do that. In the case of the fighter, flex your muscles. You're good to go. Whatever.
Okay.
All right. In the morning, she'll return because she's still going to sleep in her little shack because she doesn't want to sleep in your camp. She has a shack.
Fair.
If anybody looks for it, her shack is not that far away now that there's light again. It is a rundown looking shack. Her claim to own all this land, it was probably just because there's not anyone else currently saying this is my land. You don't feel like there's a lot of fighting for it. It's my swamp. Who the hell wants a swamp, you know?
Right.
So you don't see any dire gators throughout the night. And everybody's full up and good to go.
All right.
She will lead you through the forest. She's able to point out a couple things that y'all might have missed, which I was going to do to you, but she'll tell you where there are some sinkholes and other just fun swamp traps that are just because swamp sucks. You don't see any rodents of unusual size.
I was gonna say, is this the fire swamps?
Well, if there's any food needs, I'll use my ranger ability to find some food so we can...
He just comes back with some dire gator meat. No problem. This place is awesome.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, y'all are good to go on all that. It's 11. It's been 3 hours. I will say that, first of all, upon waking up, the other thing that you get to do is level up. Congratulations, everybody's level 2. We'll end the show with all of you making your hit point rolls, although I do allow you to take the one higher than average, which is an option when you're leveling up. So if you normally roll a D8, for example, you can take 5 plus your con bonus, or you can try and roll better than a 5 on the D8 and then add your con bonus. For a D10, it's 6 points. For a D12, we don't have any barbarians.
I'll just take the average here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just do the average.
All right. One higher than the middle is basically how it works.
Yeah, average plus 1 sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'll
So-
take average.
That's fine with me. All right. And then that's it. That's assuming you're all leveling as the same class. If you want to switch classes, then take the die for that class that you're taking.
All right.
That's everything. We'll see y'all guys in a week. If y'all want to keep talking after the show, we can.
All right. Well,
I mean, I'm good to stay online for a bit.
Okay.
great. Hey, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you're watching this as a recorded show, if you watch this all the way through, you obviously like to hit the like button. We're going to try and do this every weekend on Fridays, so you can schedule that. And of course, hit the subscribe button and the bell notify you. So we'll see you later. Goodbye. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Good night.